Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back. It's a beautiful day this morning. Unfortunately, it's going to be about 105 degrees today, so I am starting out early and I'm trying to beat the heat. So let's get back to this John Deere BN. The purpose of this video is to investigate and perhaps remove the front fuel tank if we can. In the previous video, we learned that the front fuel tank is completely clogged with something. The rear tank is good, it's clean and it's clear and it's usable, but this front tank is completely blocked up. Nothing comes out of the bottom of it. Now, I've been fishing around in there with this pry bar tool. It's hard to tell just by using the tool, but you know, I'm kind of scraping the bottom of the tank and it feels to me like there's maybe a ½ inch or a ¼ inch worth of stuff in there. So I want to show you the quality of the fuel, and I'm going to try to see if I can pick any of that sludge out of the tank so I can see what it is and also show you guys what it is. At this point, I know I'm going to either have to remove or replace the front tank because it's so terribly dirty and clogged. So in order to do that, I obviously have to remove the whole hood, and it's, you know, secured to these other pieces of tin up here, so I have to remove all that. And then there are also 3 straps underneath I think have to be loosened, and then I think at that point we'll be able to lift. Well, I forgot the steering. I think we're going to have to remove the steering column also, and then we can lift the whole thing off. So for starters, let me show you the quality of the fuel and we'll see if we can pull any of that junk out of there. Well, whatever's in there really must be thick because I can't even siphon it out of there. Okay. That is some petroleum nastiness. That's what I'm feeling in the bottom of the tank, and it feels thick too. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and proceed and see if we can get the hood off. So I guess I'll start with all these bolts that are fastening these tin pieces together. The hood only goes to about here, so I think we'll be able to leave these in place, maybe. Now these are harder to see, but you can see that strap right there that supports the front fuel tank. Well, there's a bolt on each side of that strap. There's another strap at the rear of the tank back here on both sides, and then there's another strap for the rear fuel tank. I think those bolts have to come out also. Now I'm over here on the right side of the tractor, and they're much more accessible over here, so you need to remove that big nut there, that one there, and that one right there. Those are 5/8, so I'll get those off first and then we'll do the hard side after that. All right, I've got the 3 off on this side, and I just wanted to show you what's going on here. There's a tab right there that's you know, part of the hood, and then these little clamps and bolts fit over those tabs and cinch them together. And there's a better shot of this one. See, this tab is bent and this tab over here is flat, so I'm not sure what is correct and what's not correct, but we'll figure that out. Well, they were all relatively easy except for this one back here. It's tucked up in there right about there somewhere, and I had to use a long extension with a universal wobble socket on the end, and I was able to get that one. So the hood is pretty much free with exception to the steering shaft. I think this plate needs to come off, and if it's like the Farmalls, it's just a worm gear on the end of the shaft, and you can just spin it this way, and then when it's clear of the teeth, you can just pull the whole thing out the front. There's some 50-year-old mice droppings in here. I've seen worse grease. A little bit of a close-up here. You can see there's a bearing in there, and that bearing fits inside a race. It's kind of, I think it's built into the plate there. I'll just put that bearing back where it goes in the race of that plate, and let's get the steering column out. Well, that was a bit dramatic. The steering wheel hasn't been removed in a long time. See how rusted that key is? Now if I spin the shaft clockwise, I think it should come out this way. Yeah, looks like it's coming, huh? Well, I had to stop and remove that key for the steering shaft up there, and it's not terrible. I think I can clean this up and we should be able to reuse it again. Looks like there might be an inner bearing in there also. Check that out. Yeah, just like the other one. Pretty unremarkable up in there. Not much to it. All right, here's the worm gear on the end of the steering shaft, and see there's some damage right there. The teeth in the middle look mostly good, and there's a ding there and then a little bit of damage right there. You know, we're going to be going 2 miles an hour on this tractor. The steering seems just fine to me. It actually seems kind of tight for a 1946 tractor. So these little dings here on the teeth, yeah, I'm not going to get too concerned about that. And you know, until we're ready to reinstall this thing, I'm going to put a bunch of gel lube on it, just so it doesn't try to rust on us while we're working on the rest of the fuel tank project. I use this gel lube quite a bit. WD-40, good stuff. Now I think the last thing we have to remove the rain flapper from the exhaust stack. Well, I think I have all the fasteners removed and disconnected. Let's give this a try. There's a radiator shutter control, you know, pivot thing, and that needs to come off. I think that's the only thing I missed. Okay, the only thing holding the front gas tank in is the sediment bowl to the valve right here. So I'll get that disconnected now, and we can get the tank off finally. Well, for better or worse, this is what we got left. The rear tank, as cruddy as it looks, it's not leaking and it's clean inside. So, you know, we'll just clean up that one on the outside and that will be good to go. But I definitely need to replace all these fasteners. They're just beyond saving and not worth the effort. And I think while we got this out, I'll go ahead and replace this hose. I knew it was bad. It was just one of those things I hadn't gotten to it yet. Other than that, you know, there's not a whole lot to it, right? This is the engine, the cylinder head, and the valve cover, and the exhaust. This was loose when I got the tractor, but I got it nice and tight again. I'm currently not running a fan belt because the generator doesn't work anyway, so that's next on our list of things to remove and try to repair or replace if we have to. This rod here is for the radiator shutters up front, and it connects to that pivot right there on the inside of the hood. And then at the top there, that's where this rod connects, and it goes up front to the shutters, and they are frozen stuck, probably just, you know, rusted shut. But all the components seem to be there, so that might be another thing that I can try to fix when we have all this apart. See what's going on down in there, because it would be nice to have the radiator shutters operational in the winter time. Well, this ought to be interesting. Oh boy. Wow. I was hoping we were going to be able to save this. Oh my goodness. Wait till you guys see this. All right, hopefully I can get you a good shot of this. Can you see that? I mean, wow. I've seen some bad tanks before, but this one might be the champion of them all. Yeah. Wow. Let's take a look at the bottom as long as we're here. Still some original green paint on the bottom. All that black tar-like stuff is clogged the sediment bowl also. You see how you can see how the gas is like turning black now that I've mixed it up a little. All right, let's see if we can pull just a little bit more out of the tank here and get a better look at the sludge. All right, there we go. If we keep digging, we might find some dinosaur fossils. For all my fellow science nerds out there, I want to see if this stuff burns. Oh man, that stinks. Wow. Well, it took some doing, but it finally lit off. That is some nasty stuff. Well guys, it is about 90 degrees outside and heating up in a hurry. So I'm gonna go inside and get something cold to drink. If we can find a reproduction tank for this, I think that's gonna be the best thing to do. I really don't want to try to fix this one, but I won't throw it away until I do some research, because if we have to try to fix it somehow. So I've done some research on these fuel tanks, and it does not appear that these are available for sale. I was hoping that I could find a reproduction or maybe a good used one, but I think we're gonna have to try to fix this one. And honestly, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to pull that off, but I do have some ideas and a few things that I can try. You know, I could retrofit some other oddball type of tank just to make it work in there, but I really don't want to do that. I want it to look original. I want it to be original. So the only way to do that is to try to fix this one we got. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know. In the meantime, I will sign off for now, and we'll catch you on the next video, and hopefully we can get this thing fixed and reinstalled.